Good morning, boys and girls. Yeah, it's Friday, so that means another car vlog. Actually, it was really warm last night, so I didn't get to sleep until really late. So yeah, that happens when it gets warm out. I can't get comfortable at night, and then I can't get to sleep, and then I have a bad night's sleep, and then I wake up later than I want to, but my scheduling already accommodates for that, assuming that I'm going to take my time getting ready to go to work, because, well, that's the brightness was really out of control for there. I don't know what my phone is doing. Whatever. Driving, probably shouldn't be messing with that. Anyway, so I actually do have a few things that I'd like to talk about this morning, so yay! So I won't be as meandering. I did mention that I would like to get into gaming a bit. I am more of a casual gamer. I do a bit of my gaming on my phone, and I'm not really sure if I can get it set up so that I can record what I'm doing on my phone to play games, or really if that'll be of any interest to anyone. One of the games I do play, though, on my computer is Diablo 3. And Diablo 3 is, I think it's rather fun. It's a game where you go around and you play one of, I want to say, 6 or 7 different character classes. Create your character and go around killing monsters. And you're basically trying to thwart a demonic uprising. There is actually a very long, elaborate lore behind the game, and I'm not really the guy to go into detail on that because, well, I'm not even 100% sure of all of that. So that's Diablo 3. Kind of the gist of it anyway. And the original Diablo, you played as a stranger coming into town, and there's all sorts of evil that is afoot, and it's basically coming out of this hole that opened up in the ground, and you go in there, and it's basically a big dungeon, and you go in and kill all the monsters and demons and stuff in there, and then you can go further and further, and you come back to town and heal up and equip more stuff, and so yeah, that town is a town called Tristram, and then it was featured in Diablo 2, where one of the elders of Tristram was an elder named Deckard Cain, and he is basically an old sage that is old. He's a good guy. They always say stuff like, "Stay a while and listen." And So that's Deckard Cain, and he actually is featured in Diablo 3 as well. And and then each of the games are divided into different acts. So I don't remember Diablo 1 if it was divided into acts, but Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 were both divided into different acts where it would take you to a different, a completely different town, and so Diablo 2, you start off in the rogue encampment, and you start off with a basic task to, prove that you are, a true warrior. As a place of great evil, as Akara says, and basically what they refer to as the Den of Evil. It's the first sort of quote-unquote dungeon. It's a cave that you have to go to, and you kill all the enemies in the cave, and once you do that, it is quote-unquote cleansed, and you come back to town, get your reward, and that's kind of the gist of Diablo 2. Diablo 3, Diablo 2, there's you basically do a quest, come back to town, get your reward. Sometimes it's not a reward in town, it's something you would get elsewhere. Anywho, I'm actually going to go into the store, and I will be back very shortly, and I'll continue from there. Talk to you soon. Alright, and I'm back, even though that looks like looks like I just turned the camera off and turned it right back on, doesn't it? Anyway, so Diablo 3. Diablo 3 has introduced what they call seasons. So as you progress through Diablo 3, you have a certain amount of experience and a certain amount of progress that you can make that can actually help you out on any additional characters, and basically makes the game easier as you progress. So so you can play through the game, and it will get easier and easier, but what's the fun in that? So what they did is they implemented what they call seasons. Now, seasons are a period of time, just like they are in reality. They're a period of time where you can create a new character, and that character will only progress. That character will start off brand new, can't access any of the stuff from the previous seasons, from the non-seasonal characters. So once a season ends, your seasonal characters get transferred over to non-seasonal, and you can continue playing them, but it's kind of, they'll be massively overpowered, and everything will be really super easy. So seasons allow you to sort of restart it, offering a new level of challenge, they've also implemented some additional features into seasons, like seasonal only items. So if you kill a monster or a demon, it's likely that they will drop an item, and there's a good chance that they'll drop an item anyway. And you can use those items in your battles. So go around and kill enemies. When they drop an item that seems to be better than what you're using, you can go ahead and equip it. And yeah. So anyway, there's certain items that will only drop for seasonal characters. Once that seasonal character becomes non-seasonal, well, then that character can still use the items, but the enemies aren't going to drop them. So there is an incentive to actually play seasonal, and in addition to that, there are additional what they call buffs. So a buff is essentially something that helps you out. So there are items that if you equip more than one piece of an item, if you equip more than one item in a set, there's what they call set items. If you equip more than one item in that set, it will give you additional bonuses. So there is a set of 2 rings that you can wear that will give you a massive damage increase if you are not wearing any other items that are part of a scroll. If you are not gaining the benefit of any other set items. So like you can have other set items, you just can't have the bonuses associated with them. That's basically what the current seasonal buff is, and that is actually going live today. So not saying that I will necessarily be playing the Diablo 2 on camera for you guys right away. I may or may not do that this weekend, but I do anticipate playing that game quite a bit. So that's Diablo 3. And I know I've blathered on about it for a while, but it's a fun game. There's a number of different character classes, so the one that I'm likely to play is a witch doctor. I played the witch doctor last season, and it was very fun. Last season's buff was what they call the Ring of Royal Grandeur event. So there's a ring that you can wear that its special ability is that for any of the set bonuses, you only have to have you don't have to have all the pieces of a set in order to get the full set bonus. Basically, most sets, if they're if there's 6 or more pieces to the set, say a ring, a piece of armor, like the chest armor, shoulders, helmet, that sort of thing. So if there's a 6-piece set, in order to get the 6-piece bonus, you would only need to have 5 pieces and the Ring of Royal Grandeur. The Ring of Royal Grandeur, ordinarily you have to wear that as a ring. In this case, since that was the buff last season, you don't need the ring in order to get that buff. You would just equip the set items, and there is a caveat: you cannot just equip one item and get the buff. You would have to actually equip at least 2 pieces, and then it would basically add 1 to whatever you have equipped. And most of the sets, in order to get a bonus, they'll have a bonus on if you have 2 items equipped, 4 items equipped, or 6 items equipped. There are a few that have 3 items, but yeah. But the Ring of Royal Grandeur, yeah, it reduces that by 1. So personally, I thought it was actually a pretty cool buff, and I thought that it was actually a pretty fun season. But at the end, my witch doctor was running around and just pretty much destroying everything as quick as possible. As soon as I was able to run over to them, the enemies would pretty much die. And yeah, so yeah, this month, as I said, is the set item. The set in this case is called the Legacy of Nightmares. It's 2 rings, the Litany of the Undaunted and the Wailing Host. And as I said, if you equip those, they give you a bonus based on the other items that you have equipped. So there's different qualities of items. So the very first one is sort of like crude or cracked and not very good. Debatable on whether or not you even want to pick these up when you first start your character, but the next step up is just the normal items. So this will be if you have the text on these will be white, so people will just refer to them as white items. Then you have I forget what they're called. I think they're called uncommon, but the text on these will be blue, and these will have some sort of magic affix, so like +5 to life, that sort of thing. So whenever you have the item equipped, it gives you +5 to life, or something along those lines. And this is how you're going to get a lot of your power in the game, is through your equipment. And So the blue items can have let's say up to like 2 affixes. So I say affixes because they will refer to it as like, you know, the whatever item of whatever, and the whatevers are the affixes. So you'll have a prefix and a suffix which will add to the power of your items. So they'll do different things. Installing traffic lights here. That will be irritating. So in addition to that, you have the rare items. So the text will actually be yellow, and basically these have they have more affixes than the blue items, but they'll be referred to as, you know, like they'll have like a given name, as opposed to, you know, telling you which affixes they are. You have to look at them and find out what stats they add to, and stuff like that. Then above that you have legendary items. So legendary items are the text appears in gold, but there are some legendary items that are part of the set which the text appears in green. So these have properties that are kind of unique to that item. So the regular legendaries, the gold legendaries, will have a lot of times anyway, they will have a special property that will they'll have a special property that will allow you to do something special, like when you attack an enemy, then it will summon a additional ally for, I don't know, 15 seconds to fight along your side. Something like that. I'm just kind of pulling that off the top of my head. So those are legendaries. Set items, again, will do similar things to other legendaries, but will require them to be have multiple pieces in the set worn at the same time in order to get that buff. And so beyond that, you have ancient legendaries and ancient set items, and basically these are a bit more powerful, so they'll increase your stats even more. So regular legendaries will have stat increase where it'll tell you a certain, you'll be able to get say your dexterity will be increased by a certain amount, and it can be anywhere between number A and number B. I don't know off the top of my head. So a legendary, the ancient legendaries will actually have a higher range that it'll choose from. And the Legacy of Nightmares set will actually increase your damage based on the number of ancient legendaries that you have. And The last type of item is a type of ancient legendary, what they call primal. And primal legendaries will, for any stat that it has, it won't roll a number, it'll just give you the maximum. So those are pretty cool. Those all work with the Legacy of Nightmares set to give you massive amounts of damage, and that is what we are looking for in this season. That's what we're gonna get. Anyway, so that is, I guess, today's video. I'm gonna go into the store and get some breakfast. All right. Thank you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.